Let's look at problems where you complete the square. And the first thing we need is we need to define what a perfect square trinomial is. And a perfect square trinomial is simply, well, let's think about what a perfect square is. We say that 64 is a perfect square because it's 8 times 8. And we say that 36 is a perfect square because it's 6 times 6, right? So a trinomial is 3 terms. So here's an example of a perfect square trinomial. It'd be x squared plus 12x plus 36. And the reason is because if you factored this, it would be x plus 6 and x plus 6, right? Positive, 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 positive. Two numbers that multiply to 36 and add to 12 would be 6 and 6. So that's a perfect square trinomial. And here's another example. X squared minus 10x plus 25. That's because x minus 5 times x minus 5 is x squared minus 10x plus 25. And you can write this x plus 6 squared, and you can write this x minus 5 squared. In the same way as you can write 36 is equal to 6 squared, or 144, you can write it as 12 squared. And that's what a perfect square trinomial is. So one thing you notice is there's a pattern here, and the pattern here is let's look at this number and this number, the c and the b. Let's look at b. b is 12. If you take 1/2 of b, you get 6. Right? 1/2 of 12 is 6, and 6 times 6 is 36. Let's look at this one. 1/2 of minus 10 is minus 5, and minus 5 squared is 25. So that's always going to be the case in a perfect square trinomial. So if you have a perfect square trinomial, it's always going to be the case that c will equal to 1/2 of b squared. And that allows us to do problems like find c to complete the square. And complete the square really is simply shorthand for saying find c to make this into a perfect square trinomial. So let's do an example. X squared plus, let's do 20x plus c. Well, here are the steps. First, find b, half it, and then square it. So what's b here? b here is 20. Let's take half of 20. Half of 20 is 10. So you take 20 times 1/2 is equal to 10. And then take 10 squared is equal to 100. So if c was 100, then it would become a perfect square trinomial. Let's see if that's right. Let's try to factor x squared plus 20x plus 100. That's a plus and a plus. Now, can you find two numbers that multiply to 100 and add to 20? 10 and 10. So that's x plus 10 squared. Let's just do a couple examples. So on all these, let's say find c to complete the square. Or it might say find c such that the trinomial is a perfect square. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have x squared plus 18x plus c. 18, half of 18 is 9, and 9 squared is 81, so c is 81. And let's do one more. X squared plus 30x plus c. Half of 30 is 15, and 15 times 15, let's just check that on the calculator. 15 times 15 is 225. And then if you want to factor that, then that's just x plus 15 squared. And this one would be x plus 9 squared. And that's how you complete the square.